first, I just need 3 words. So you know it's real. I hear you calling me. I hear it in the way you say my name. I can't help but feel as you slowly. I've wanted this for as long as I could remember. Staring out the window of our, a 3-story building and like looking outside and just like envisioning what my life would be like once I got older. And it's crazy because now that's all I could ever seem to think about.
For so long I try to be something that I'm not, just so I could fill this empty slot so that I can be a part of it. But now I feel so much better knowing that I can just
keeps fighting for still, and I don't know what to turn.
What's your name?
Tinica Rose. Or should I say my name? No, Tinica Rose. I am Tinica Rose.
How long have you been doing music?
Since as young as I can remember. A very, very long time.
At what age did you realize you had an interest in writing?
I think I knew since I was, I want to say like 8, like 7 or 8, because I used to just sit there and write like poetry or just write down my thoughts. And I had books upon books upon books, and I used to use all my notebooks that I probably should have used for homework for writing. So that was kind of like a clear indication that it was a little bit more than just a hobby.
How do you prepare for a show?
I don't know. I still get nervous for shows. I think I've been performing with a live band for like 5 years, and I'm still nervous each and every time I step on stage. So I don't know like how to really answer that. Even with practice and rehearsal, I don't know. Won't you love me in the moonlight? Love me till I get right. Love me till I can't get enough. Won't you love me? I want you to love me. Yeah. Won't you love me in the moonlight? Love me till I get right. Love me till I can't get enough. I want you to love me. I want you to love me.
What is the perfect day for Tinica Rose?
A perfect day would be just hanging out with Dorian. That would be an ideal day. It's not a realistic day because most of the time I'm working, I'm trying to do music, and I go to school because I wanted to go back to school to show my son that the importance of an education, and I felt like I couldn't preach something that I wasn't doing myself, so I went back to college, and I'm working towards finishing, getting my degree so that he understands that, if mommy can do it, then I can do it too, because there's really like no excuse as to why you don't push yourself past your comfort zone. Hence why I pursue my music. It's because I feel like it's important, because when I had my son, I totally wanted to just give up. But then I was like, how can I teach him to follow his dreams if I'm not following my own? So I guess I'm just trying to lead by example. Listen.
Where do you see yourself in the next 3 years?
Where do I see myself in the next 3 years? My goal is to just be on. Like, I want to just do music full time. Like, I don't want to have a regular 9 to 5. In 3 years, I would love to just get placements and continue to get placements as a songwriter, be working on you know, like my third or fourth album as a, you know, an indie artist or what have you. I just want to create. Music that's honest to myself but appeals to others. I just want to make relatable music because I feel like at the end of the day we all, you know, pretty much go through similar things. Like our trials and tribulations may not be identical, but we pretty much have we go through things that, you know, that are relatable. Like everything is real. Like trying to be an artist while living a regular life is probably one of the most trying things, but it's not the most impossible thing. It just requires a great deal of sacrifice, and I just, you know, I can't turn it off, so I don't really know how else to deal with it, so I just do it, and whatever happens, happens, I suppose.
I know that you can see right through this speech. I'm gonna need you to do it right this time. I'm gonna need you to put your pride aside. I'm gonna need you to tell me I'm right when you need me. I'm gonna need you to do it right this time. I'm gonna need you to put your pride aside. I'm gonna need you to tell me I'm right when you need me. No, but I can tell that you got so much on your mind. Let it out, no.
When you make it big in the industry, what 3 influential people would you want to work with?
If I made it on tomorrow, who would I want to work with? I would want to work with Tank. Oh my gosh, I love Tank. One, his songwriting. I feel that he is extremely honest to who he is as a man in terms of his writing, and I've forever loved every single one of his albums that he's had. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit, but if I wanted to work, he would be one of the artists that I would want to work with. But in terms of producing wise, who would I want to work with? Aside from Rod, the producer. Rod is dope. But for an industry artist, an industry producer that's already out there, Mike Will made it. Like, he's pretty dope, and I don't know, I have a thing for up and coming producers. I feel like nothing is better than someone who wants it so bad who hasn't had it yet, because I feel like they put their all into it. It's not that I don't like industry producers. I think they're phenomenal, but they already know they're phenomenal. They have the accolades to back it up. But I figure like someone who hasn't made it yet is probably the best. They're usually the hungriest. They usually work the longest, and you know, it's just more organic. Like, it takes you to a place that, I don't know, of just like authenticity.
What makes a good artist to you?
What makes a good artist to me is someone who's completely honest with themselves. So whether you're crazy, whether you're selfish, you're giving, you're a fool for love, you're out of love, you don't want to be in love. If that's just who you are as a person, it'll show, it'll come through so natural in your writing and your singing. And those are the artists that I look at, like August Alsina, like someone like Tank, obviously, like Keisha, Mary, just people who keep it real with themselves. I like those artists. Brandy, Faith, Rihanna. It's just like artists who are not afraid to be who they are. Those are the artists that I look for, and that's what I feel like what makes you who you are. Because you can pretend, like you can do something that you think is going to be good. It doesn't mean that it's good. It doesn't mean that you even know what you're doing. Because half of the time, the industry is so saturated with artists who are just trying to make the money, or trying to look a certain way, or trying to have like create this facade of being incredible, and you listen to their music, it's just lacking in character, it's lacking in authenticity, it's lacking in production, it's just lacking all the way around. But when you find an artist that's real, it's just something that's so pure about them. It's the reason why, like, the greats are who they are. It's the reason why Beyonce is Beyonce. It's the reason why Rihanna is Rihanna. It's the reason why Kanye is Kanye, is because they know who they are and they don't have to apologize for it. They just be, whether they're imperfect or not. It's just, they are who they are. And that's what I consider a great artist.
On May 10th, you released a song called LOI. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, LOI is the song that I wrote for my son, and it stands for Letters of Intent. Yes, I feel like as a mother, I can't even say so much single mother, but as a co-parenting mother who is pursuing so much, like full-time student, full-time worker, regular job. There's nothing that's tremendously, glamorous of any sort. It's just like all these things are just real. You tend to have a sense of guilt. It's like you don't know what you're, and I was a young mother, so like I feel like I didn't know who I was when I didn't fully have an understanding as to who I was when I had my son, because I was so young. So, and it's like I just want him to understand that at the end of the day, everything that I do is with him in mind. Like every decision that I make, every step forward in the right direction is because I want his life to be everything that mine wasn't. And I know that I'll fall short no matter what. And I just hope that he understands, like when he reaches that age, it's something that can't be explained. Unless you have kids, you just, it's hard to really explain what that feeling is. But when I wrote LOI, it was like a letter to my son. Like when he grows up, I hope that he listens to it and he understands that, I'm just trying. I don't know.
What do you think about what's going on in Baltimore?
Baltimore. I choose not to really answer these questions because you don't really want to know what I think. I feel like if history has proven itself, then you would know that unfortunately every big change was as a result of an immense amount of bloodshed. So it's kind of hard to even conceive the notion that change is possible without such things. Although one would think that at the level of intelligence as to where we should be able to skip ahead, and we should really be able to come to some sort of agreement. But it's so deeper than that. It's just like, all I can say is just read. Like if you want to understand what's going on now, it is important that you understand the history. And I don't mean like the American textbook history. I mean the history that goes all the way back to Africa, and understand capitalism and understand the socialism. Everything behind it has everything to do with what's going on now. And it's devastating. Like, I'm a mother of a young black man, and it's scary because, like, how do you teach your kids how to act and how to react to certain things? I don't know. Sorry.
Name 3 artists you currently listen to now.
3 artists that I currently listen to is Hartley, which is an independent rapper. Love him to the gods. He's a local rapper. He's actually from my hood. And he's just, I just respect him as an artist. You know when somebody is really passionate, and the amount of work that they put in, and the level of thought that they just put into everything that they do. They don't move like how everyone else moves. And that right there is just, it's powerful. Like, it's just like, yes, like somebody is doing it who really wants to do it and who is deserving of doing it. the other artist that I listen to is Nick Jonas. And who do I listen to? Tiana Taylor, her album is dope. So I listen to her. Oh, and I'm crazy. I'm tripping right now. I can't even think. I listen to a bunch of like various artists. Like I just listen to iTunes pop radio and I listen to whatever's hot right now so that I can more or less get an idea. Tori Kelly is dope. There's just a lot of artists.
Shit. Do you agree with the current state of music right now?
The current state of music, I'm not mad. Like people get angry. Excuse me. People get angry at the current state of music, but I feel like it's really transitioning. Because although you still have like your ratchet songs and like these petty songs that come out, I feel like music is going in a direction of just like people are kind of, they're like fed up with this like monotonous, empty like silhouette of sound. And I feel like the direction that is headed is more genuine to who these people are. Like they're no longer afraid. I feel like for a long time, music, people were just trying to fill like these personas that were way bigger than them. And I like the idea that they're embracing all of their qualities as human beings, and they're not only accepting them, but they're owning them. And I can't help but respect it. So I feel like music is headed in a whole nother direction. It's like there's a slow change, there's a slow shift that's going on. And I hope that it's going in the way that I think it might be going. So I'm not upset about it.
Why would someone buy your EP?
Why would somebody buy my EP? Why not? No. Or why would somebody? I would hope that people would understand that, or when they listen to it, they would know like how much is just like how much music means to me, like how much thought, like how much effortless thought I should say that I put into my music. I like to speak about things that mean something. I like to tell stories. I love wordplay. I feel like all those things are what make a song great. I want something like, I just try to be as honest as I can, and I feel like the more true I am to myself, I just hope that people could appreciate it for what it is. And I hope people appreciate it. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Tell us a little bit about your upbringings in Mount Vernon.
Oh, God. Well, I'm one of 11. Don't ask. Yeah, I grew up on Mount Vernon Avenue. We weren't the richest of families, but I want to say we were the poorest. We definitely were on food stamps, which is the most. It was interesting. It was hard at times. When I was 12, we became homeless. We lived in a shelter for a while. Or when I was like 13, and I don't know. I made the most of it. I worked while I was in the shelter. Like I had a summer job. I've been working since I was 13. Like I worked for the newspaper. I worked at the shelter doing landscaping. Like I've never been afraid to work. I think if my father has taught me anything is nobody owes you anything, and you always have to work for what you want out of life. Like nobody's just gonna hand it to you like you deserve this. You look like you deserve $1 million. It's never gonna happen. So I think by having that in the back of my mind, I've never been afraid to go out there and just work for what it is that I want. And that's what I intend to do, is to continue to work. Like, granted, it didn't happen ideally. Like you set a time limit for yourself, and you think that things are supposed to be the way that you feel like it's supposed to be, but that's not life. Trust me, I had a baby at 21. That is not life. Like, things happen how it's supposed to happen, not the way you see it. It just is like. And I feel like my work ethic will be the reason why I succeed. And, you know, my tenacious drive is what pushes me. Like, my family is what keeps me grounded. My son is what keeps me humble. Like, it's just so many things. But at the same time, my son is what keeps me bold, because I have to teach him that he cannot be afraid of the world. Like, he just has to, you know, politely not demand what it is that he wants. He needs to be able to work for what it is that he wants. Like, I sat in my room for years and just sitting there and writing for hours. I didn't go out to play. I didn't do any of those things. And I'm not saying like you lose your life, but it's just like you become so engrossed in this thing that you don't even know why you're doing it sometimes. But when I think back and I'm like, damn, I really did sit in my room and I used to write all day, and then I used to freestyle all day, and then I used to do all these things all the time, that after a while it just became a form of habit, and I don't know how to get rid of it, so I roll with it.
What's your process of writing a song?
I can't tell you that. I can't tell you my process of writing a song. It's a process. The song is written and it's done. It inspires me. Life is the most inspirational thing. I could walk down the block, look at a garbage can, and find a lyric somewhere hidden in the trash. I don't know. Like, everything is inspirational. I could look up in the sky and see, like, you know, sneakers hanging from the telephone pole and want to write a song about it. It's just so many things. I don't know. I don't know how to turn it off. Everything.
Last one. What do you want people to know out of this interview?
What I would want people to know, it's not everything, because I feel like people need to know everything. But what I would want people to know is that I'm serious. And I felt like I had to prove it to myself. It's like I didn't even care what people honestly thought. Like, first I needed to prove it to myself, because this is something that I've wanted for so long. And I think we have a tendency as human beings of doubting ourselves and not feeling like we're worthy enough of it. And it's crazy. We really do. And I'm so guilty of that at times. But when you can't shake something and you're progressively getting better at it, it's not, I don't feel like it's something that just you give up. You don't give up. Like, I can't quit. I don't know how to quit life. I guess when I die is when I quit. Like, that's it. I want people to understand that no matter what adversity I've ever been faced with, that I have never given up, and I don't intend on giving up. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And I might be down for a minute, but if anybody knows how to come back from things, it's me. And I don't call myself resilient because I think it sounds cute. I call myself resilient because that is what I have proven throughout my life. Like, when I was born, I was in the hospital. Like, my whole childhood has been consisted of me being sick and doctors telling my mother, like, oh, this is going to be her outcome, or this, you know what I mean? And it's like you're constantly being bombarded with people telling you what you can or what you won't be able to do, that you start to believe it for a while. And nah, we're not doing that. Like, I ain't got time for that. I'm just not trying to hear it now. It's like, okay, sure, like, whatever. I don't care how many no's. Like, I'll hear 60 no's, but there's gonna be a yes. And if it's not a yes soon enough, then they just tripping. Like, they tripping. Well, say yes, like, duh. No, but I feel like the idea of life is for you to want to quit. That's the idea behind life. Everything in life is to make you want to quit. What makes life so beautiful is the moments that you don't give up. It's the simple moments. It's the moments where you're spending with your family. It's the moments where you're the most authentic. You feel more comfortable in your skin. It's the moments where you just let down your guard and embrace everything that life has to offer. That's the beauty of life. Life isn't about money. It isn't about fame. I don't care about that stuff. I care. Oh, let's not get twisted. I do care a little about money because I got rent to pay. But when it comes in terms of livelihood, like, nobody should ever be able to hold you hostage. Like, how much of a price can you put on who you are as an individual? Like, let that not interfere with who you are, I guess. And that's just where I am right now. So hopefully it stays that way. And that's it.
Can you freestyle for us?
I'm gonna freestyle right now, Lopez.
3 words right now. Freestyle.
What 3 words?
Starch, Jordan.
Starch and Jordan. But I don't even have no beat.
It's alright.
No, it's not alright.
You want me to put a beat on?
Yeah. I can't believe you didn't even tell me you were doing that. I was gonna say everything's different. Oh, there's something there. I just want you to know I hate you. What was the word? What was the word? Starch, Jordans, and what?
Cranberry.
Cranberry. On a perfect day, I would go out. And on a perfect day, I would show out. I put some starch on my pants and I iron it. Baby, I'm so clean. I'm so clean. I put it on my Jordans now. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? And I want to stay. And I want to stay. If I know. And I want to stay. I don't forget the other one. I know. What's the other word?
Starch. Cranberry.
All I need is somebody, and all I need is something to drink, some cranberries with a little bit of vodka, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and all I need is you. That's all you got, because I wasn't prepared for this, so but whatever. So much wise, it's got me feeling like I can't believe your sign. Maybe it's I don't wanna leave. I want you to stay, but you got the thing that I need. And sometimes I find myself just thinking about your love, and I can't help. No, I can't help. And sometimes I feel like I'm floating these butterflies. I can't help it. No, I can't help it. For the taste of love is so long. From a kiss from love is so long. All I need is for you to say yes. For you to say yes. For you to say yes. Tell me your dreams, I swear I'll inspire or hire you. Tell me your thoughts, I swear that I'll invest in every word inside of you. Baby, I want you to know exactly how beautiful you are. Beautiful you are, 'cause I swear you are. And if you ask me today, I say the same old thing. And if you ask me tomorrow, I swear on the same old thing. But you know, like I know, I ain't gonna let go, 'cause you know who I am. So take one time to prove I'm all you want, and take your time, 'cause I wanna be all that you are. And baby, I'll be I think that was long.
First, I just need 3 words, so you know it's real. Dear mama, she's on me. Have me at that table, eating this nasty ass chicken pie.